very sorry we're late. So we'll take a few questions and then we'll get out there. Yes?
A question from Montreal, Canada.
Okay, Americans first. Okay. No offense. Because this has nothing to do with getting rid of George W. Bush.
Yeah, it's a documentary on Bush.
How are you feeling? There were some reports you have lots of pneumonia.
I did last week. I'm fine now. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
We have time for 2 more questions.
Mr. Moore, do you think that part of America is brainwashed by the mainstream medias?
Hey, is that Canadian guy? Did he move over there?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yes, that's,
oh, you
that's your
Canadians
trick.
didn't used to be that shifty. Anybody else here from the local TV?
Come on, Michael.
I'd like you.
Somebody ask us a question.
Yeah.
Right here, right here.
Answer the Canadians' question?
Yeah.
All right.
Good question.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the question? See, they stood up for you.
So do you think that part of America, the persons voting for Bush, are brainwashed by the mainstream medias?
It's not so much brainwashed, but the mainstream media has not told the truth from the get-go with George W. Bush. They've been afraid to ask the hard questions and demand the evidence. The press in this country, before the war, was more interested in going for a ride on a tank in a desert with a little helmet on than telling the American people the truth that there were no weapons of mass destruction and there was no connection to 9/11. Had the American people been given that information before the war, they wouldn't have supported the war and we wouldn't have this war. 70% of the American people supported this war at the beginning because they didn't have the information. Once they had the information, the majority of Americans are now opposed to the war. 54% are now opposed to the war because they're enlightened. But the only way you become enlightened is when the press does their job. You hold a public trust. That trust says that you get to go to the places of power that we, the people, can't get into. And you're supposed to come back to us with the truth. Not be in there sucking up to the administration. That, to me, the mainstream media has blood on its hands. Because I don't believe these nearly 1,100 American soldiers would be dead, and countless thousands of Iraqis, if the press here had done its job.
Thank you.
Now that's answering a Canadian.